What's up, guys? Welcome into Rover Sports. It's a little bit late at night, but you know what? We got to do our picks video before the day is over. So below I have some of the numbers, and I am excited to present to you guys a little video tonight. And, hope you guys will enjoy watching the stream. So here I have my chat. My chat's available. I believe I also have the numbers, and I know it's 1:26 here on the East Coast, 1:26 in the morning, but again, work don't sleep, so we are doing a little pick video tonight, and here we go. Here we go. Hope you guys are having a good day. All right, I can read off of the bottom, but I'm going to go in order here of my picks, and we will see how I do. I will try to give some rationale with the picks. I'll try to give some rationale. So without further ado, here we go. We go to our lines, and we read down the list. We read down the list for college football tomorrow. I also have picks. I believe that Georgia and Clemson are going to win their games pretty big. And then I also believe that tomorrow Minnesota, Nebraska win their bets. Arkansas hammers Colorado State. And Stanford is going to beat USC pretty handily because USC gave up a ton of running yards. So, but let's predict every NFL game. I don't know how many games are on tap, but we're going to try to go undefeated here. And got 5 people in the chat. That's 5 good people. And YouTube's dead because it's abnormal to stream at this hour, my friend. And I needed to get these picks up, and I want to make this about a 15-minute video. So in survival football, if you guys play survival football, and I'll try to read your comments as well. If you play survival football, I think that the best pick in Survivor this week is the Ravens, because the Ravens aren't even that good of a team, but the Buffalo Bills, they just suck. I mean, their offense is terrible. There's a reason Josh Allen's not playing. I would be totally stunned. They just suck. I mean, their offense is terrible. I would be totally stunned if the Bills can cover the 7.5. I think the Ravens win by maybe 14 to 17 points, and the total is 40. I could see the game being like 24 to 7. I think it's a bloodbath. Hey, Sports Fury, how are you? How are you, man? It's either it's Josh or Sean. I'm really excited about our fantasy matchup. Julio Jones had a big game, but everybody go subscribe to the Sports Fury. They had a nice stream last night, and I know they're burning the midnight oil as well. We have a funny comment about Davis Webb. That's one I'm going to be wrong on. You know, I presented my top 10 quarterbacks, and maybe I'll do it again. And Josh, what up, man? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, so Manny Flo, what's good, dude? You're gonna like what I have to say about this video, man. I just know you are. So, you know, back to my original point about Davis Webb is he's probably one of the quarterbacks that I might get wrong if he doesn't know how to process these coverages in a hurry. So, anyhow. Let's get to the pick. So I picked the Ravens plus the 7.5. I'm fairly confident on that pick, actually. And then let's see what else we have. We are going to then go to the Texans and the New England Patriots. This game, Jets Central picked outright Houston to win this game. And if Houston wins this game, then Deshaun Watson's immediately the MVP frontrunner if he can get his Houston Texans to win at New England. I still like the Patriots here. I think the Patriots win this by a touchdown or more. The Patriots will start off the season well. It's not going to be a game that Bill Belichick is going to rest for. He only has a couple of years left before Josh McDaniels takes over. Is it going to be a high-scoring game? The over-under is 51. It might go over the total, but I'll take the Patriots minus the 6.5. So again, I'll write this stuff. I'll write down my picks after, and we'll see how we do. Again, I'm not going to play all these games. I might only play a couple of these games. Minnesota minus 6.5 versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, you guys know that I really don't like, or you guys know that I love the 49ers, and they're my pick to win the Super Bowl. With that being said, they are not going 16-0. It's not happening. They're not going 19-0. Minnesota was undefeated at home. Sam Bradford beat the Saints last year. The 49ers don't have Reuben Foster for the game. I picked the Vikings 28-17. Vikings win this game. And it might be right on the total line of 46. But somebody asked in the comments there, Khan, I believe, he asked me, Akan asked me, and yo, what's going on, Terrell? Thanks for coming into the show, man. I appreciate ya. What I was going to say is that if you live in Philly, why do you despise the Eagles? And it's because, like, my mom's family, she's from up in North Jersey. And, you know, frankly, just I've been an Eli Manning fan since I was younger. I kind of enjoyed, you know, going at the Eagles fans, you know, in school, like in middle school. And they're a tough fan base. I mean, they definitely are intimidating. They definitely, you know, will defend their home turf. You know, they had a jail in Veterans Stadium. You guys saw some of the clips about the Vikings fans coming in to play Philly. And it's the toughest fan base, and they take pride in being that gritty, angry sort of fan base, you know, the no one likes us sort of, we don't care. And a lot of people don't like the Eagles fans. I'd say that I've met some really good people that are Eagles fans. My family members are obviously, you know, I'm close with them, and they're Eagles fans, but I'm just a Giants fan. I like the Maras. My mom's family's from up there, so I live fairly close to MetLife as well. So let's continue with the picks. Cincinnati, this is one of my, I'll say that this is one of my locks right here. A little blood bank here. I'm taking the Bengals over the Colts. I don't believe in Andrew Luck coming back just like this. This game is a weird line. It's 3 for the Indianapolis Colts. If the Colts can win this game, it'll really start up their season. You look at Cincinnati, Geno Atkins, Dunlap. It's a good defensive line, a really good defensive line there. And the fact is, you know, when you look at Joe Mixon, the way he's been running the ball, when you look at the preseason that John Ross is having, that AJ and Andy Dalton are having, the Bengals are coming into this game and they're looking really good. And they got Marvin Lewis coming back, and I would have fired Marvin Lewis, but I think Lewis gets this win. I think they rally behind him. Jaguars and Giants. I picked the Giants to win this game in my prediction video. I'm going to stand by it. It's a very tough game. I could see Fournette running the ball. The key to this game is, will Eli Manning be upright? Can the Giants protect him? Can he get the ball out of his hands quickly? Pittsburgh minus 4.5. That line is too low. Le'Veon Bell's coming back tomorrow, I believe. James Conner will still beat the Browns. Everybody's hype on them because of Hard Knocks. I don't buy it. Tampa Bay plus 10. Tampa might be an upset pick of the week. That would be the perfect suicide pool. That would be a massacre in a suicide pool if New Orleans loses to Tampa, because Tampa Bay, no one's believing in Fitzpatrick and Mike Evans and Peyton Barber going into this game. But, you know, Tampa Bay's defense is, I think, the best defense in that whole division. Well, maybe Atlanta, but then Tampa Bay, because you have, you know, Levante David, Quan Alexander, but up front, you know, Jason Pierre-Paul's on their team. Vita Vea, it'd be sad if he couldn't play opening week, but you have Gerald McCoy in the middle of that defense with now Pierre-Paul, Noah Spence, and guys off the edge like Robert Ayers maybe. I think Tampa Bay can win this game or keep it really close. That, you know, 10 points, I understand it. But I think that Tampa is a sneaky, that game's going to be sneaky. Another sneaky one that on the surface shouldn't be so sneaky, I'm going with Tennessee over Miami. I could see Tennessee laying an egg here in this spot, But if Tennessee can't get out of the gates firmly against the Dolphins, that'll be a really disappointing loss. I'm going to take the Chargers -3 over the Kansas City Chiefs. The LA Chargers. It's a safer pick. It's Mahomes' first game. I don't expect him to just completely light it up. There's going to be mistakes against that secondary of Derwin James and Casey Hayward. So I love the Chiefs. The Chiefs are also my pick. They're going to be meeting the 49ers in my Super Bowl prediction. But again, they don't win opening week as well. Denver over Seattle. I'll take the Broncos. I'll take the better team over the better quarterback and over the better head coach, which is risky. Yeah, everybody's on the LA Chargers bandwagon. I don't think that the Chargers win that division, but I believe they split with Kansas City and they're going to win. Leo, I just can't wait for the kingdom of Mahomes. I can't wait for the football game. I think that next week going to Pittsburgh, I think the Chiefs can actually win that game. I think it's a more winnable game than this week. So it's a brutal schedule out of the gates because then the 49ers come in there week 3. I have the Chiefs going 2-1, and I have them losing the opener to the Chargers, but I'm rooting for the Chiefs. I'm rooting for my prediction. My friend Jet Central believes that Pat Mahomes will be out of the NFL in like 2 to 3 years. He called him the next Paxton Lynch on my show. And it's really interesting with Mahomes. He's so polarizing. You either love the guy and you love his style, which I love Mahomes' style. I love the style of Mahomes. You know who else I love the style of? I love the style of Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is probably, I think he's one of my favorite players in the NFL. Like a top 3 favorite player. So fast, a little bit of swagger, and the guy is the most exciting player I think in the whole league. So I'm a big Tyreek Hill fan. Travis Kelce too has so much flair. Kareem Hunt. It's a very likable team in my opinion and a great offense. And we'll see if Phillip Rivers can get it done because he laid an egg there last year. In a very important, I believe, Saturday night football game that allowed the Chiefs to win that division again. So I picked Denver. I previewed that game also. You guys can check that on my channel. I previewed that game. And then I'm going to give a big shout out. I know Joshy is watching this, Josh from the Sports Fury, and he's not going to like this. And Pigskin Pete's not going to like this either. But I've gone back and forth. This is a really tough game to predict. And I'm going to say it. I believe the Dallas Cowboys walk out of Carolina with a win. I've wavered back and forth on this. Cam Newton's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. But Andrew Norwell is lost from the Carolina Panthers. I believe that Gregory might be healthy, or I know that they have some good guys like Crawford and Lawrence. I know that Dallas has good defensive linemen coming back, and then I think they're starting Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, and Van Der Esch. That's a great linebacking core, and it's week 1, so the linebacking core is going to be healthy. Chidobe Awuzie is really improving, throughout the preseason. I think Byron Jones might be down at cornerback as well. I look at Dallas. I think Dallas is a good team, and I think their offensive line will run it on Carolina. This is a pick I'm pretty comfortable with. I'm now leaning Dallas, and I'm going to take Dallas to win the game outright against Carolina, but I hope I am wrong. Philip, you like Josh Rosen. Speaking of Rosen, it's going to be Sam Bradford. It's a very winnable game for Arizona. I like the Cardinals in this spot at home. They're a 1-point favorite. I'm going to take Arizona, but I do like Josh Rosen as well. And out of all the quarterbacks through the preseason, going into the draft and going into everything, I had Baker ahead of Josh Rosen. Right now, I have Rosen number 1. Everybody's drooling about Sam Darnold. I believe Darnold can be okay or average in this league, and being a Davis Webb fan as I am, I'm rooting for Webb to get an opportunity, not via injury, but I'm not going to be rooting for Sam to just light it up because then Davis is completely screwed. But I know Jets Central's a big Jets fan, so it's kind of a touchy situation there because my favorite player, Davis Webb, plays for the Jets. But going back to Josh Rosen, I believe the guy is mature, and he's in Arizona now, and his personality's not terrible, And out of all these rookie quarterbacks, that game against the Saints was an incredible performance. Josh Allen doesn't have the pieces in Buffalo yet. He is a big unknown, and I've watched his games at Wyoming, and he is very, very inconsistent. Rosen has a chance to be very, very good for a long time in the NFL. I'd even rank him over Baker currently right now. Manny Flo, we are getting to your team and your pick, and after this I might even watch the Jon Gruden special because I think the Raiders have a good social media team. I like what they do on YouTube, and Jon Gruden interviews are up like pretty much every day, and that's one of the things I like to watch a whole lot. Chicago at Green Bay. This is also not. I know Josh is not going to like this. I bet this number gets driven down. It was up at 8. I believe the number goes down to about 7, maybe 6.5 before game time because especially if Mac is healthy for this game, which I don't think he is, Chicago will have a big-time opportunity going to Green Bay. But just like last year, just like the past couple of seasons, I look at Green Bay at home in this spot. Jimmy Graham's going to have a big opening night. Aaron Rodgers, Lambeau's going to be absolutely electric. It's going to be a great feeder for Sunday Night Football, and Green Bay is going to walk out and just bomb Chicago. They're going to blast the Chicago Bears, so I like Green Bay in the spot, hammering the Bears. Monday Night Football. I initially was going with Detroit. I've heard a lot of good things about the New York Jets. A lot of people are in on the Jets. I'm taking the Lions minus the 7 points. And to wrap it up, the weird last Monday night game where it could be Beth Mowins, the corpse of Rex Ryan, and Sergio Dip with one of the greatest performances ever. I am going to take the Oakland Raiders, and I'm taking them outright. And that's my upset pick of the week. I'm picking 2 upsets this week. I'm going to go Oakland as my confident upset pick, and then I'll also take Tampa Bay. One of those 2, if they hit, I'll be pretty happy next week, and I'll rub it in your face. No, I'm kidding. Entertainer, how are you, man? It's good to see ya. I lost my voice last night at the game. Got home late, but I wanted to set up the OBS. So yes, I'm taking Oakland over the Rams. I'm not high on the Rams at all. I'm not high on Jared Goff. I believe that everybody, putting teams together through free agency, I like the 49ers in that division, and everybody's picking the Rams in the Super Bowl. All of that is going to get to their heads a little bit. Everybody's doubting Jon Gruden and Derek Carr. I love them in the spot. Love them in the spot. I really do like the Raiders in the spot. I believe that the Raiders, I don't think that they're going to do anything in that division. It's really difficult. But yes, you got to make this fun also. And the fact is, Oakland, I mean, I know they gave away Khalil Mack, and I know that the Empire and everything outside of the city is burning down, and everybody believes that they're just, sacrificing for Vegas. But I'm telling you, a lot of you guys are going to go to sleep, and a lot of you guys on the East Coast are going to go to bed at like 11:45, and the game's going to be like 13-10 Rams, and it's going to be a real kind of ugly game to start, and you guys are going to go to bed and be shocked when you wake up that Oakland's going to actually win that football game. That's going to be a stunner, and I can't wait to see all of you guys next week on that pick. Philip, you're a Tennessee Titans fan. Yeah, Delaney Walker being hurt is really tough. I'm more worried about if Derrick Henry can run against Cameron Wake and Miami. They always seem to have a good front. That game is just sneaky in Miami. Miami's just a sneaky little team that I'll be honest with you guys. I think Miami Dolphins games are just atrocious to watch. I really don't watch them at all. I don't really have any reason to watch them. And I really don't like the Dolphins really at all. I just think that they're the most stale, boring team in the league. I hope Tennessee can win that game. But I've seen weird things happen in that Miami 1 o'clock hour. So I'm nervous about the game. And for Tennessee, you have to get the season started out right. Corey Davis is going to have a big game. Dion Lewis is going to have to be mobile and catch a lot of passes out of the backfield. Andrew and Tanner talking about the Denver Broncos. Leo, yeah, the Oakland Raiders. And how bad was that call last night, since you're talking about the refs? That was a terrible call last night on a roughing of Nick Foles in the end zone. But anyway, being a Denver fan, Andrew, welcome to my channel. You have the Broncos, I see here, at 8-8. I have them more at 10-6, 11-5. I mean, you guys, just looking at your schedule, you have some very winnable games out of the jump. Now, it is crucial to get off to a good start, obviously. You don't want to get off to a bad start. So I look at you playing Seattle. If you win that game, then you get the Raiders at home. You have really 3 winnable games, and then you go to the Ravens and you play home at the Chiefs. Now, going to Baltimore is a tough game. So I still can have you at 4-2 because you play the Rams at home, and I'm not high on the Rams. You guys can beat them. You guys can go to play the Jets and beat them away. I think you'll win that game. And then you have the Chiefs at home. So all these games are really coin flips. And then, you have the Cardinals. It's a very manageable schedule. And then it gets a little challenging late in the year, 49ers, Bengals. But I still see 10 wins on the schedule. I see a wild card in the schedule. That's funny, man. Listen, Case Keenum is not horrible, and Bradley. Let me mention their defense. I tried to memorize actually Denver's defense because I'm going to be doing film reviews because there's so many Broncos fans that are in the channel now that watch Chad Kelly. And let me tell you, their defense, you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised when I mention to you guys how talented this defense is. So, in the middle of the defense, you have Damonte Picao, who's a good player, Samoan player from Hawaii, I believe. I think so. And then on the edges, on the edges of the defense, okay, on the edges of the defense, you have Wolf. And then it's a 3-4, so you have Wolf and then one other guy, Adam Gotsis. Sorry to extend this a long time. But, and I'll answer your questions after. But the linebacking core, Josie Jewell isn't even starting on this defense. That's how damn talented they are, okay? So the linebacking core of Denver, you got Brandon Marshall, who's a really good player. Todd Davis is a veteran who's been around a long time. And then on the edges, you got Vaughn and Bradley Chubb. The only position of worry on the entire defense is Bradley Roby, but you surround him now with Pac-Man Jones, and then you take flyers on Yiadim and all of these rookie cornerbacks to play nickel, and you'll be fine. Roby and Pac-Man, that's not even that bad. And then you have Justin Simmons playing safety. You have Darian Stewart, who's a very good safety, and Chris Harris is one of the best cornerbacks in all of football. So, you look at Denver, Royce Freeman he actually is my surprise. He might even win the Rookie of the Year. The way he ran it in preseason. Philip Lindsay's another Brian Westbrook too. I picked him up in all my leagues. Philip Lindsay is this year's Kamara, who comes out of nowhere from Colorado. That kid is electric. He's a beast. Maybe I'm just watching too much Denver football. Who the hell knows? But I definitely like their team. What's going on, Consumer Bots? It's one of my good buddies here. The spread on Garoppolo dating porn stars, what, like the over-under? The over-under. Barkley or Royce, they have a decent offensive line, Denver. So, you listen, Saquon versus Josh Rosen versus Royce Freeman. Those are the only 3 guys that have chances. I don't even know if Darnold has a chance. The spread on Garoppolo, dating porn stars during the season, I would go plus 300. I don't think he's going to be dating porn stars during the season at all. I don't think he's going to find any girlfriends during the season. It's all football in San Francisco now. A guy that I'm trying to now come up with a really hot actress that Jimmy can date. Like Jennifer Aniston and Jimmy would be great, but that's a lot of drama. Jessica Simpson was too much drama, so I don't really know. I don't know. I don't like Josh Gordon in fantasy football at all. So now it's a little rapid fire for everybody here that's hanging out a little bit after hours. Roquan Smith, Rookie of the Year. Do not know about that. Let me think. Derwin James might be my Rookie of the Year defensively. He's a damn good player. Or who else in the back end was a good pick? Carlton Davis, if he starts, will be a good pick from Auburn. Auburn Tigers. So Van Der Esch. I mean, there's some good picks. Roquan's a little small, and also is Roquan going to beat out Kwiatkowski? He better play week 1 against the Packers. He better have a big, big game. Better have a big, big game. Yes, I agree, Andrew. Forget CJ, man. He's going to be running into a pile of dust in Carolina, man. That's where his career will go to die. And I have nothing against CJ Anderson. I would never have the balls to say that to CJ Anderson. Yeah. Bradley Chubb as well. I don't know about that one, though. That's a cliche pick. I don't know if I'm going with that one. 49ers in week 1, I said that the Vikings would win. I have the 49ers winning the Super Bowl, though, Adrian, still without Jerick McKinnon. But listen, McKinnon's not here. Rubin's not here. Sherman and Witherspoon are getting adjusted. Tart and Colbert are young. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Kyle Rudolph in the middle of the field against Fred Warner. That's really tough because Zach Ertz was the best tight end in the NFL last year with the same coordinator that the Vikings have. Vikings are going to win that game, man. Vikings are tough team at home. That's a good question, Abdullah. My top 5 wide receivers in fantasy football. That's a damn good question. Let's go. AB number 1. Julio last night was just ridiculous. So let's go Julio then. And I know you could go OBJ in the top 3. Am I going to go him in the top 3? I'm going to give you a couple of wild cards. I like Emmanuel Sanders, so I'm taking a little bit of some sleepers. Tyreek Hill, so I got Sanders, Hill, Corey Davis, and then Odell. Those are the 6 guys that are really going to have big fantasy years. I'm probably missing a lot of other guys. Hopkins is okay. I just can see that whole Deshaun Watson thing, everybody is just pinning that thing down like crazy. Deshaun Watson, the hype surrounding him, it's just a little bit, that's way too much Kool-Aid about future MVPs and stuff. I like Watson. I think people like him way too much. That game last night, Abdullah, made me sick. The red zone. I can't believe they ran toss left there with Devontae Freeman. By the way, Coleman ran better than Freeman. Freeman had a really nice run, but Coleman sees the holes better. And I love the way Coleman finished that one run. And I wish that Tevin would get more at-bats in the red zone. And also, they ran with no wide receivers from there. So I watched a little bit of that game, but luckily it's been flushed out of my system. I'm ready for college football, and I'm ready to go. Running backs that the 49ers should target, a very good question. You can look at maybe Tampa Bay's running backs. Like Ronald Jones is a decent runner. Does Miami have a running back? How about John Kelly from the Rams? I mean, John Kelly, I think, is a good running back, but I don't know if they would give you John Kelly, the backup. You have to look at some backup running backs. The Colts also have a ton of running backs. They have Nyheim Hines, I think Nyheim Hines could be a good running back, or Jordan Wilkins. So I would trade with the Colts and I would give away, if you're going to make a run at the Super Bowl, you might want to give away a 4th round pick for like a 3rd string running back that's just really quick and can catch the football. Stewie's always on the trade block. The Giants fans, it's hilarious, man. When he played for Carolina, he's had a heck of a career, Stewart. But he is the most hated guy in New York right now. Like Eric Flowers, he must love having Stewart on the dang team because Giants fans just hate that dude. I don't think Deion's going away, though. Like, that's a great suggestion. I think you'd have to give Tennessee a 2nd or a 1st, at least a 2nd. They love Deion Lewis. They love Patriots, Malcolm Butler, Logan Ryan. They love the Patriots too much. Really love the Patriots too much. So I don't think it's going to be that, but call up the Colts. They need picks. Call the Colts up and see if you can get something done. No, it'd be really interesting. You probably could acquire Le'Veon Bell if you. I don't even know when the trade deadline is, but I think you could still acquire Bell. I imagine acquiring Bell for one season, because then you're going to have to pay him a boatload of money. Fantasy defense we're talking about here, as I got a couple of minutes left on the show. You guys have been so much fun. It's just fun to hang out and answer these questions. And next week I'm going to be doing Skype. I also have an interesting game. You know, my friend Tainer is in the chat, and Tainer might be still watching this. I'm going to be having a couple of YouTube buddies, and I want to have like a draft between me, you, Jet Central, a lot of guys, where we pick like live. I want us to pick like our top 6 picks for the week, like a pick'em snake draft, which I want to do a pick'em snake draft next week. Where like the example is like I would pick my team that I think is definitely going to win, and so I'd pick like the Ravens as my first pick, then Jet Central might pick, you know, a team like, you know, the Patriots or something, and it's like a snake draft. I think Bell, I have to look at the top running backs in the NFL. I don't know how much Gurley is making, $16 million. But maybe I'd guess 14 or 15 million. I'm not going to forget about your Garrett question. I do like Garrett, and the Browns defense early in the year, it is going to be a tough defense to go against. You have Agba, you have Myles, Garrett. I hope Garrett can live up to his potential. So he wants... Ooh, boy. Let's look at the running backs, though. Let's take our time here to open up a browser, look at Spotrac for a second, and then we'll review the contracts. Of course, because Aaron Rodgers wearing a funny picture on Spotrac. But whatever, guys. I do have some time, and we'll take a time to look at positional payrolls for these teams on Spotrac right now. So we'll do that. We'll hang out and do that right now. Didn't pull this up ahead of time, but let's do it. So positional breakdown, the running back spending by team, or the current contracts. These are the biggest running back contracts in the NFL. So Todd Gurley, on average, he just got paid. On average, he's making $14 million. On average. Okay? Everybody else is rookie contracts, I believe, but Gurley got signed for 5 years. And how much is that? 14 million times 5. Is that $45 million or something? No, that can't be. That's about $75 million. It says it's a $57 million contract. 14 million across 4 years is 57 million. So, first of all, Todd Gurley's much better than Bell, I think. I mean, a lot of Steelers fans might disagree. I'd pay Bell, according to this, why don't you give Bell 12 million? And now it would be a steal. But Bell's going to ask for 15 million a year. And again, for a running back, and how old's Bell? Is he 28 years old? How about you hire him for like maybe 3 seasons, maybe give him 3 seasons of $16 million, and it doesn't destroy your cap. That's what I would do if I were the Jets. A 3-year deal, $16 million, you beat out Todd Gurley. That would be a nice job. So, it's interesting, man. Yeah, Tainer, I'm surprised that Gurley's actually not that much money. Like Khalil Mack's making $9 million more bucks than Todd, and I think Todd is the MVP of the NFL last year. They gave it to Tom Brady. I think Todd was my MVP last year. Todd Gurley. He totally changed the course of that franchise last year. But give Le'Veon Bell, sign him to like 2 or 3 years. In 3 years, he's going to hit that hill. I think once you hit that wall, when you're 30 years old, I believe, as a running back. How old's this kid? Bell is 26 years old. Birthday's in February. Get the 3 years, and the Steelers might run the guy in the ground this year because they are giving him up. So. Yes, Todd Gurley's better than Bell. Yes, because Todd can catch out of the backfield. I know Bell's been doing it longer. Todd has a much higher upside. I'm taking Gurley over Bell, yes. Todd is a guy that he has a more dangerous escape speed than Le'Veon Bell. I think Bell is the things that Bell does better than anybody though. Bell has the best vision in the NFL. He is very smart and crafty and very, very patient. I'm curious to see if that offensive line's going to turn on the dude. Every negative run on Twitter, everybody's going to be talking about that, which is going to be a really fascinating dynamic to see now him and I think Ramon Foster or something from Tennessee, all Mark, Pouncey, all of them are coming after him. And yeah, he is, I think he's a great running back. Really patient, really fun to watch. I would have just reported to camp, even though you're risking injury. And at 26, it's really tough. His agent is telling him at 26, if he gets hurt, he's done. That's the horrible thing. David Johnson out of Northern Iowa as a top 3 running back. I know he played for the Panthers. I think that Elliott is better than Johnson, and I hate to say it. I think Zeke is just incredible. I would take Zeke, but David Johnson at full strength is pretty damn good. Let's just go ahead and look at the at the running backs. I'll give you a positional breakdown, and then I think we're gonna bounce here. It's funny when people see the length of this video, they're gonna be scared off. Kamara's a good running back, but I don't think he's a 4-down guy, so I'm not putting him there. I'm putting Kareem Hunt actually at 5 over Melvin Gordon. So I like Kareem Hunt. I really like Fournette I really would love Fournette as a running back. He'd be great for my Giants even. I know Saquon, I'd put him probably in the top 8 as well. But Leonard is a guy that's just a physical, old school runner with speed. I've been a Fournette fan ever since LSU for a long, long time. Joe Mixon has a ton of potential. Royce Freeman is going to come out and have some potential. Jordan Howard is an overrated running back. Derrick Henry is underrated. Lamar Miller, overrated. Hate taking him in fantasy. He's the most bland running back in the NFL, the most bland football player. Ajayi is okay. McCoy is he might be a borderline Hall of Famer with the numbers he puts up, but you just have no playoff record with McCoy, so I don't know if he gets in or not. And then Dalvin Cook, again, we're just doing projections, but I would still take Gordon over Dalvin, and I like Barkley there. So I might have to make a concise list. I mean, the thing is about Hunt, though, is he's patient as well, and he could catch out of the backfield. And yes, Reed is a really good offensive coordinator, Matt Nagy and Reed. But yes, that was also last year. That's a very, very good question. Very good question. You guys are the best. 16 people watching. I really appreciate y'all. And you know what? Actually might happen after this is that after we do this damn video, you probably picked him, Josh, yourself, just like you love Greg Olsen as your favorite tight end in football. Josh from the Sports Fury. Everybody go follow the Sports Fury. They're going to be streaming the Packers-Bears game. I can't wait to see that one. What I was going to say is we got film reviews on Monday, got some special guests throughout the week. You guys are awesome. I love having, this many people into the chat, especially at this time of day. Thank you so much, Adrian. You're great. Maybe we'll do a college football recap, and then Sunday we finally can make it to our day. The tough thing is for me is that the game, it might be rain, Giants game. It always is tough, kind of, to go to the stadium, whatever. I might be at the Giants game. I might not be. I'm going to watch every game back on Game Pass. I might just watch just the Giants game. I'm not sure, because if you go to a sports bar, it's distracting. if you have friends around you too, I don't know how you guys watch, but if you have friends around you, it can be very distracting. I'd rather have my friends watch the 4 o'clock games than the Giants games. I like watching the Giants games almost by myself, like the lights out, so I could just focus on the game and like not move. And yeah, so oh man, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Drunk Drywaller, man. I appreciate you, man. And thanks for coming on. We'll talk next week. You guys are awesome. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate the support as always. Alrighty, guys. I'll head out now. Have a great college football Saturday. Enjoy the heck out of it tomorrow. I can't wait for it. And also, Sunday is our day. Thanks, guys. See you later.